Okay, I just woke up and we're gonna do a day in my life. Yeah. I'm going to Half Price Books and I'm very excited about it. Very excited! My day was a lot longer than that, but I just lost track of my phone and everything, and I just, I'll be better next time when I do vlogging style videos. But nonetheless, I did want to go over what I got when I went to Half Price Books. If you don't know what a Half Price Books is, it's basically a place where you can sell your books and get money for them, and then they will resell your books for you at a much discounted rate. So most of the books that I did get were on my TBR. There are a couple that weren't, but I knew I wanted to read them regardless. So yeah, I spent $80, so that's good. But I got this cute little bag too. It's like this little composition notebook. Oh, look at me. It's so cute. So the first book I got was The Night Circus by Erin Morganstern. This is the only adult fiction fantasy book that I got at Half Price Books, and I just knew going in that I wanted to try to find this book particularly. So I was really happy to find it and in such good condition. This is the paperback copy. I paid around $6 for it. This book will be read very soon. Currently I'm reading Serpent and Dove, but hopefully after this I'm gonna dive into The Night Circus. The next book I got was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And this book is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. So while this book was not on my TBR, I think I will read it sooner than later and put it before other books that are on my TBR because I am really interested in the hype behind this series, and I've just heard great things about Cassandra Clare and her writing. So I want to dive into the Shadowhunter world, so we are going to try it out this year and hopefully I like it. So the next book I got was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is in the Grishaverse world, and I just finished Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom and absolutely adored them. So I figured I would backtrack and get the first book that she came out with in this trilogy and read this. Also because Netflix is coming out with their own little TV show off of this world, so I just need to get caught up before I watch that TV series. So very excited about this, and then hopefully after I finish this trilogy I'll go into King of the Scars, which came after the Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom duology. You with me? Cool. Following that I got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, and I got this because Jessie the Reader raves about this book. I haven't watched the movie and I was going to listen to the audiobook, but I figured that it might be better to have a physical copy since there are pictures in this book and like notes and different types of media that will help and enhance the reading experience. So that is why I picked this up. Not really sure anything about this book. It's really not a book that I normally would pick up, but I've just heard rave reviews about it and the whole series, so I definitely want to give this a try and see if I like it as well. So the next book I got was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is on my TBR, so I am excited to read it. I did get this in hardcover, so this ran about $9 instead of the paperbacks that normally run around $5 to $6. It's in great condition, really excited to read it, and yeah, that was the next one. Following that, I did get a book that I struggled with for a while on whether I wanted to put it on my TBR or not, and eventually I did not because I really didn't think I was gonna like it. But I've just been hearing so many good reviews about it, so I figured I'm going to at least try it. And since I was able to get it on a discount, I thought it was as good a time as ever to buy it, and that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. The only reason that this one doesn't appeal to me as much is because I know it has a lot of historical fiction in it, and that's just not something I normally am drawn to, but there are just so many people that rave about this series, so I figured I would give it a try. So that is The Diviners, and I also got this in a hardback. So the next book I got was on my TBR, and it was the category where I said I wanted to read something by Victoria Schwab. And so I did find a book in great condition at Half Price Books, and that was This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. So I've heard great things about this. This is in her YA category and not her adult fiction realm. So very excited to read this. Don't know much about it, but the cover is stunning, and I got this for $9, and the book is in such pristine condition. The second to last book I got was Graceling by Kristine Cashore. This is a paperback, and I was going to I was going to listen to this on an audiobook, but this was $4 at Half Price Books, so I really couldn't pass it up, and I was just like, I might as well read the physical copy instead, because I already have a whole list of audiobooks I want to read, so at least I could take this one off and read it physically. The last book I got is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This is my second Sarah J. Maas series book. Now, the first one I got was A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is on my TBR. This series is not on my TBR, but again, it's one that every time I go on BookTube, I always hear people talk about. So I figured I would at least give it a try. The reason it wasn't on my TBR to begin with is because I've heard some mixed reviews about this series, and I've heard that the first book specifically may take a little bit to get into, but I am really interested in the series as a whole, and I know a lot of people adore it, so I figured I would give it a try, and for $5 for a paperback, I thought it was a steal. Okay, so that was all the books I got when I went to Half Price Books. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. If you want to see what I'm currently reading right now, go down into the description box and check out my Goodreads and give me a follow, just so you can keep up to date on what I'm currently reading and what I think about the books I am reading. You can also find my Instagram handle down below, where you can find what I'm up to in my daily life when I'm not posting here on YouTube. But thank you guys for coming back to my channel and watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye!